What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another video here on Peg City Hockey. Now today I thought it would be fun to focus a little bit of time towards our backup goaltender who is currently an unrestricted free agent, Eric Comrie. Now, as you guys all know, free agency starts on Wednesday, literally 2 days from now. I know, tomorrow, excuse me. What am I saying? Free agency is tomorrow. Eric Comrie, I think, is one of the more important pieces the Jets have to re-sign on their team right now when it comes to UFAs. Now, obviously, the RFAs, it gets a little bit more interesting. You know, Mason Appleton was tendered. Obviously, Evgeny Svechnikov was not tendered. But the only real UFA forwards that we have on the Jets this year are Zach Sanford, who is bye-bye, and Paul Stastny, who has already been linked to basically any contender out there. He'll be signing a one-year affordable deal with a contender. He wants to try to win a cup. I don't see him signing back with the Jets, and honestly, I don't care. I want to see Paul Stastny win a cup. He's a great guy, a great dude, on the ice especially, and I would love to see him get a cup. So yeah, I don't expect him to be back with the Jets. So that basically eliminates the UFAs on the forward core. When we go to the defense side of things, we have no defense that are UFA this year at all. So the only real guy that I think is kind of important to the success this team has next year is the backup goaltending position. I love Mikhail Burden, who is currently playing on the Manitoba Moose, had a pretty good year last year, but I think that Eric Comrie, off of the season he had last year, finally getting an opportunity in NHL, I think that he really deserves an opportunity. And not only does he deserve an opportunity to stick with the Winnipeg Jets, but he played well, he earned it, and also the team absolutely loves this guy. Like, you know, you go over to this report from Murat8 earlier on Twitter, talking about how Mark Scheifele officiated Eric Comrie's wedding. Josh Morrissey is one of his lifelong best friends. Why Comrie loves the city of Winnipeg and why the door is open. This kind of started my neurons in my brain basically thinking about, yeah, Eric Comrie was great last year. You go over and look at his stats, and you see exactly what I'm talking about. He had his most games ever played in the NHL, not to mention the most games he's played as a goaltender dating back until 2018-19 with the Moose in the AHL with 47 games played. This year he played in 19 NHL games. He registered an assist as well to boot, so congratulations for actually getting a point. You did more than Nathan Beaulieu. Nonetheless, though, Eric Comrie was good this year. You look at his stats, a .920 save percentage. He was a 10-5 record with 1 overtime loss. 506 saves, a goals against average of .258, definitely coming down from the 3 that he had last year. So honestly, and not to mention the fact that the games that Comrie was in, a lot of those goals necessarily weren't his fault. Like when I was in Winnipeg in November, when Connor Hellebuck and his wife gave birth to their son, he was out for about a week, missing time to obviously be with his brand newborn baby. Comrie was the starter when I was in Winnipeg. He played great against the Chicago game. He stood on his head against the Dallas game that I went to that they won in a shootout. And the only real game that you could say that he lost in that homestand was the Islanders game, and even then the Jets just played terrible and got played Islander hockey to the best. The Islanders played a boring style of hockey and beat them at their own games. So I don't really see how you could have any gripes with Eric Comrie after the season he had last year. The kid was awesome. Hell, I shouldn't even be saying that anymore. He used to be a prospect. He's 27. He's older than me now, God damn it. But nonetheless, I think keeping Comrie around for another year just makes too much sense. You go over to our cap friendly. You guys can look for yourselves. Take a look. There are no real big names on here that are going to requiring a lot of money. And even then, Eric Comrie with 15 games played last year, 19 games played, excuse me, he's not going to be requiring a lot of money. I don't see Eric Comrie signing for a massive contract. I compare it maximum to maybe what Brossoit got a couple years ago. But even then, I think around $1.5 million would be pretty fair value for what Eric Comrie is, considering the fact that he is still, an untested goalie. 19 games played is his best. Last year was his best year. Can he build off that? I don't know. But at the end of the day, I really like Eric Comrie and think that he deserves to stay with the Winnipeg Jets. He showed last year that he could rebound. I was one of his most heavy criticizers going into the season. I thought that the backup goaltending last year was without a doubt the weakest link the Winnipeg Jets had. And Eric Comrie proved me wrong, as well as a lot of you guys. And I know you want to say I told you so. You can say it right now. A lot of you believed in Comrie. I had lost faith. This is a guy that was drafted second round in 2013 by the Jets. He was hyped up to be him and Hellebuck for the longest time, and he didn't amount to nothing, basically. Ends up getting waived, goes down to Tucson, plays for Detroit a little bit, plays for the Jersey a little bit, goes back to the Moose, waivers all over the place. He's had such a rough road in the NHL, and they've come in last year to get the Matheson's a nomination as well, I believe, and play 19 games, go 10-5-1, have a good save percentage, a good goals against average. I can't complain with that. I think Eric Comrie would be a really good suitable backup for a 1, maybe 2-year contract. I like Mikhail Burden a lot, but until he really shows he can carry and lead a full load in the AHL and, be consistent with that, I think splitting time with him and Arvid Holm would make sense. Arvid Holm is also another interesting good goaltending prospect that we have on the Moose now that came over from Europe. So I think when you look at Eric Comrie going into free agency, that should be the number one guy the Jets are looking at that's on their team right now that they need to sign. Because obviously Sanford's leaving, Stastny's leaving, Svechnikov wasn't tendered a restricted free agent as a restricted free agent, so I doubt the Jets will circle back to him unless they desperately need to. And even then, if you wanted him on your team, you would have kept the rights, so I don't know why that makes any sense. So when it comes down to it, Eric Comrie, unless he's getting overpaid by some team to be like by $3 million or whatever, which I highly doubt happens, I think Eric Comrie comes back to the Winnipeg Jets, plays as our backup for a couple more years, is serviceable, and then we might see him go off to be like Laurent Brossoit and get a good contract for a good team and maybe back up for into somewhere else. But as the time stands right now, like what Marat was saying, he loves Winnipeg. His best friends are in Winnipeg. The organization that drafted him, that put him through all of this and finally gave him a chance when no one else did, I think that Comrie wants to be in Winnipeg, and I think at the end of the day, that's all you can ask for, especially in a backup goaltending position. He's friends with Hellebuck. He played good last year. I think Eric Comrie next year definitely is the guy the Jets should go back to, which is hilarious because a year ago around this time, I was talking about why Comrie was the worst choice you could go for the Jets, and now I think that Comrie is definitely the safe, fair, best choice for next season. So, anything can happen in the NHL. It goes to show. Comrie, you proved me wrong. I was a hater. Congratulations. I'm now one of your biggest fans. I'd love to have you back on the Jets, but let me know what your guys' thoughts are on Eric Comrie. Do you want to see him back with Winnipeg next year? Do you want to see us go out and get another backup? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. As always, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe regardless of the team that you root for. We are almost at 1,320 subscribers. If you guys haven't already dropped a subscription, definitely do so. Let's get to that milestone. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Peace, love, and positivity as always. Check out all the affiliate links down in the description below. Have a great rest of your day, and as always, go Jets, go!